working for the band in that industry was my dad and mom basically said, no, they pulled me out and said, no, what,
check please. Yeah.
Start working for dad. And I loved interior designing anyways. So, I started working for my dad as an interior designer, but it was cool how I got my, big break in interior designing, because I did that for 15 years professionally, with all the people that I met during the House and Pain days of, if it's Pauly Shore or Fred Durst, Tommy Lee and Pamela Anderson, all those people. Well, when I became an interior designer, I'm like, hey, do you want your house decorated? And one of the first big gigs, less than 6 months being on the job with my dad, we're decorating Tommy and Pamela Lee's house in Malibu.
I mean, with the exception of the Savannah situation, which I have a couple questions about that, but so far you really kind of like put your bootstraps up yourself, not really, resting on the laurels of your parents, which is cool. When that happened, what was, that just ended the whole tour and everything right then and there?
Savannah
situation?
Working for the band in that industry was my dad and mom basically said, no, they pulled me out and said, no, what,
check please.
Start working for dad. And I loved interior designing anyways. So, I started working for my dad as an interior designer, but it was cool how I got my, big break in interior designing, because I did that for 15 years professionally, with all the people that I met during the House and Pain days of, if it's Pauly Shore or Fred Durst, Tommy Lee and Pamela Anderson, all those people. Well, when I became an interior designer, I'm like, hey, do you want your house decorated? And one of the first big gigs, less than 6 months being on the job with my dad, we're decorating Tommy and Pamela Lee's house in Malibu.
Now, real quick, let's talk about interior design real quick, because it is an art form. It is a serious art form. You think it would not be, but it is. How does your dad differentiate from you? Because people that don't know, your house and how you design that, along with the other things that you've posted and I've seen, and along with, everybody that you've done work with, I mean, it's really sharp. Now, does your dad have a different style than you? Because yours is like, it's like Hollywood. It's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, my dad was interior designer for 40 years, so, started in the, probably the late 60s and 70s. But I think he's more traditional, and mine's a little more, contemporary.
Yeah.
I kind of, I was following his footsteps in the beginning, but then kind of found my own path of my own style. And don't forget, too, is my grandmother was an interior designer.
No kidding, jeez.
So it made sense. I'm like, cool, I'm the third generation interior designer. And so it just fit. It just fit. This is what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. And then it was, then once you have Tommy and Pamela under your belt, then I decorated Fred Durst's house, Mark McGrath from Sugar Ray, then Ryan Seacrest, Steven Tyler. That was 4 years ago or so. So once you get all these people, then it's easier to get jobs. Because
this is interesting though, because you have whole other business. You have like several businesses, but you're still doing the interior design along with these other substantial businesses at the same time. I'm getting tired just thinking about it.
Yeah, it was tough. Yeah,
because we haven't gotten to your billboard business yet.
Oh,
everybody on those billboards on Sunset, that's you.
Yeah. So during my interior design days, I had an opportunity to open up a newsstand. The original plan was to open the newsstand in Westlake, but then with Brent Bolthouse, as we all know,
Brent Bolthouse is a nightclub promoter from back in the day. Yep.
Was opening up a coffee shop on Sunset Strip. Garen was actually working, doing all the faux finishing and decorating it. They were talking, and I guess, Brent's all, hey, how's Jason doing? He's like, oh, he's planning to open up a newsstand in Westlake. And he's like, I want to do a newsstand. Garen's like, dude, let's do a newsstand on Sunset. I'm like, so I drove down there and talked to Brent, and he went down the side of the building. I'm like, dude, let's just build it right along Sunset, like touching the sidewalk. He's like, do it. So that was in 1997, 1998. It was done. It was built.
What's the segue to the newsstand, though? What made you want to go from interior design? You're also investing in real estate, right? You're flipping houses probably around the interior design point.
Yeah, I've done a dozen. So
segueing into the newsstand, though, how does it? Why?
Well, I figured, you know what? I can't read. I'm dyslexic, so why don't you just open up a newsstand?
Nice button. So
I don't know. It was. You know what? I wanted to try something else. You know, I knew I could do both. You know, at the time I had my interior design showroom on Largemont. Thought a newsstand would be cool. You know, I wouldn't run it. You know, I just wanted just to build it and then, you know, get some free magazines. I don't know. At the time, just like thought it was just an opportunity to do something cool.
It was a big newsstand. If that's a possibility on Sunset, It really turned out to be a big newsstand, wasn't it?
It was great. I mean, we had the monopoly on cigarette sales. I don't know why, because why didn't Roxbury across the street or Dublin's or the Coffee House or the Standard, the Chateau-Mont, no one sold cigarettes. So all that business had to come to us.